Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to welcome you on this Monday, June 27th. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be talking with a familiar face and a familiar voice to Owatonna, Roy Koenig, who's here representing the Special Olympics. So we're going to hear all about that. And then later on in the show, we'll be on location at Owatonna Shoe talking with the owner, Tom Brick, and they're celebrating their 70th anniversary in business, so you want to congratulate them when you see them out and about. To our Owatonna Today Show viewers, we welcome your comments and suggestions on show topics and guests. You can do so by emailing us at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by contacting our show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. We'd look forward to hearing from you and appreciate anything you have to say, so give us a call. Well, we're going to take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with none other than the voice of Owatonna, OHS, Roy Koenig. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here visiting with Roy Koenig. Hi, Roy. How are you?
I'm great, Linda.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here and a chance to let people know about Special Olympics.
Well, for those who may not know you, why don't you share a little bit about yourself and what you do here in Owatonna and in life?
Yeah, well, in life, I guess I cover sports. I work at the radio station, KRFO Radio, which the job is much more than just covering sports, but that's what I'm pretty passionate about, covering Owatonna High School athletics. So I've been doing that for about 25 years, which I guess kind of coincides with 25 years for you guys here as well. So yeah, I work at the radio station. I have two kids that are both grown up now, and one's a college grad and one is a high school grad. So that's where I have in my life regarding that. And then Special Olympics is something I got involved in about 20 years ago, and I'm on the board and help keep things rolling for Special Olympics and keep it all organized, along with many other helpers and volunteers.
We were talking at the national level. It began in 1968. When did the actual chapter here in Owatonna begin for Special Olympics?
Well, it began in 1993. They put together a board, decided that they needed that kind of for fundraising because there are certain expenses we run into. And as I was looking back through some of the notes, because we've got a pretty nice scrapbook that Ginny Thompson put together over the years. She was involved for so many years in helping run the Special Olympics. And 1993, some of those names of people who were participating in sports, they're still athletes with us now. So 1993 is when I got started in Owatonna as far as a management team to help keep things organized, and that's where we began rolling forward.
Now, is there a basic age that somebody has to be before they can participate?
Well, 8 years old to compete in events, but a little bit younger than that, they can even start practicing. But there is no upper age limit. So, as I say, some people in 1993 who were with us then are still athletes now. But yeah, there is no upper age limit. So 8 years old to actually compete at events and then keep on competing.
Now, you had said you've been involved in Special Olympics for 20 years. What has kept you involved for 20 years? That's quite a commitment to be on. And have you been on the board that long as well?
Yeah, and the board is pretty much what I've done. I haven't gotten into the coaching over that time, and the coaches put in a lot more time than I feel I do. But on the management team, there are a number of different things that we do during meetings and in between meetings just to make sure the organization is all set to go. And I guess I enjoy working with people on the management team. I enjoy working with the coaches. It's fun seeing how the athletes enjoy the opportunity to participate, not only from the athletic side of things, but as well the social opportunities they get from it. So to see the joy they're getting from it, as long as I can keep helping and provide some positive input and assistance, I'm happy to keep helping.
You have such longevity with the program. I'm sure you've seen some participants begin at a certain age and maintain a long stand with the program.
Yeah.
What are some of the changes that you've seen in individuals that have come to the program initially, and then the result, any changes in them over time?
Sure. Well, I think a number of things. There certainly is a physical fitness aspect of it that we pretty much provide year-round opportunities to participate in sports. The social opportunity to have friends and make friends and interact with those same people, and not even necessarily from your own team, but athletes that get to know people on different teams in other parts of the state and look forward to seeing them again when another state competition comes along. So that's pretty cool to hear and see about those who develop those kind of friendships over people they only see a couple times a year, depending on which sports they participate in, and the success they have, the confidence, the confidence that the athletes have when they do something good, when they win a ribbon and are able to show off those ribbons, when you see the sparkle in the eye, when sometimes an athlete will come to a board meeting with a box with some ribbons in it, and to be able to show off those ribbons and how much they enjoy it. And it isn't always first place. There was an athlete that was very excited that they got a whatever the color was ribbon. Now I think it was a fourth place ribbon, but they didn't have that color ribbon yet. So they were thrilled to have that new color ribbon to be able to display and put on their display and have as a memory of that athletic event.
As we were conversing earlier, and you had touched on the state level, there's state level competitions and whatnot, but something interesting, explain your policy regarding participants.
Right.
There's no criteria, is there?
Well, the criteria to advance to state competition would be that you're at the practices that we hold. Not 100%. We know people have commitments that come up and conflicts that come up. But when it comes to whatever sport that we're participating in, we ask that the athletes come to practices, and you do have to attend the regional competition or area games as they're called, and that's what qualifies you for state. Just by being a participant and taking part in it, you get the opportunity to go on to state. So it's not, you don't need to run a certain time in a track event or make a certain number of baskets in basketball. Just if you participate, you get that opportunity to go to state.
So it's all inclusive, basically. If somebody comes out and says, I want to play softball, they can play. It doesn't matter their level of running or anything. It's just that.
Correct, because many of the sports even have skills competition for some athletes that may be more limited in their capabilities to participate on a team and field a position in softball and run the bases. Maybe there's a hitting thing, or in basketball, there's some skills competitions that it allows athletes of differing abilities to participate at their ability level. If someone can run the full court of basketball, well, we've got that. We've got half court basketball. It really does tend to go toward the ability of the athletes.
What are some of the sports that are offered here in Owatonna, some of the available sport programs that you offer?
Yeah, well, track and field state competition just wrapped up. Softball is going on now. We'll have a state in middle August. Bowling begins in the fall. Flag football begins in the fall. They roll into poly hockey. That carries kind of late fall into the first part of winter. There's basketball and swimming during the winter as well.
Okay, and then how many volunteers does it take? I mean, and do they need special training? I would think.
Right. Training is provided by the state office, and they hold different events to have people trained properly. So if someone is interested in taking part in being a coach and helping out on the board or anything, there's some very simple but good training. You don't need any previous training to be a coach or anything. But we have, I would say, 20 plus volunteer coaches. Wow. We've got about 10 people that are on the board. Some people that are on the board are also coaches.
So you have 20 coaches, and you also have a board, but the coaches need support. So are there other volunteers as well that help out with the teams?
Oh, yes. And there's different levels of coaching volunteers. You can be a head coach or you can be kind of an assistant coach. It's different levels that the state has. And then when we do have some of the local events that we've had over time with basketball and track and field events, we have day of volunteers. Polar Plunge, which is a big event in January in Owatonna, that's a big state fundraiser, but a good publicity event locally. A lot of volunteers are needed for a thing like that. That's kind of a day of volunteer. And then the training is a little simpler, of course, if you're just helping out for one day.
So it fluctuates.
Yes,
You have no idea, other than the steadfast ones that coach teams and are on the board. It just probably varies with, and I imagine abilities too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we show the photos and see some of the programs that you have or the teams here? You can we can move that up here if you'd like.
Okay.
I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
Right there?
All right.
All right. Well, I believe the first photo is, that was one of the parties that we had. And the note there says thank you. I think that's a thank you to the sponsors. We do have several parties during the year. We try to host a picnic locally here in Owatonna in the fall. In Northfield, they have a Christmas party that a group there continues to host every year. So just pull the picture off then.
Yep.
All right.
And how many participants do you have?
I know at the picnic this past September, I think we had like 50 to 70 people show up, athletes along with their parents or group home leaders.
Well, that looks like a big check there.
Yeah, go for sport. Go for sport. And there are many, many local sponsors, but Owatonna Knights of Columbus, Federated Insurance, and Go for Sport have just been tremendous sponsors and supporters.
And that
for
is
us.
there?
This would be a poly hockey team that went to state. Poly hockey, kind of like floor hockey, certainly similar to the adapted floor hockey that the high school offers, but poly hockey team has done very well over the years. As I mentioned, a lot of teams can go to state, but we've also had a lot of teams in basketball and poly hockey and others that have done very well at state as well.
And that's obviously the Polar Plunge.
Yeah.
And the proceeds go to what from the fundraisers? And I know Smoking and Steel has taken you on as a benefactor, and then the Polar Plunge. And so what happens to the proceeds?
Yeah, when like Smoking and Steel, that money stays local. The Polar Plunge is more of a state fundraiser. But between equipment for the athletes and uniforms for the athletes and rental of facilities, whether we're using the high school or the bowling alley in town, we do run into a number of expenses. So yeah, the fundraising is an important part to help out with 100 or so athletes that we have signed up in Owatonna area.
And I know you wanted to give a special shout out to your special volunteers that help you on a regular basis.
Yeah, they've been pretty much the folks that are the head coaches. I won't run through all 20 plus coaches, but Scott Clark and Tony David and Tim Schultz and Jackie Talley and Tom Jurley coach various sports as head coaches. A couple of those are head coaches for more than one sport as well.
And how can we get a hold of you if we want to participate?
Yeah, any questions at all, reach me at work. Give me a call at 507-451-2250, Roy Koenig, and I can answer any questions you have and get you involved.
Thank you, Roy, for all you do. We appreciate you and what you do here in Owatonna. Thanks.
Thank you, Linda.
We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be on location and down at Owatonna Shoe with Tom Brick. So please stay with us.
The River Springs Water Park at 3065 St. Paul Road is open for the summer. Come with family and friends to enjoy the many features the water park has to offer. Open swim hours are listed on the screen. For more information on daily specials, programs, and large group packages, visit our website, call the water park at 774-7370, or find them on the River Springs Water Park Facebook page. Make a big splash this summer at the River Springs Water Park.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale, Owatonna. We bring new life to senior living in our Alzheimer's and dementia care and our assisted living care communities. Brookdale, Owatonna is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're downtown on location at Owatonna Shoe, and we're talking to the owner, Tom Brick. Hi, Tom.
Hey, good morning, Linda.
Congratulations. We're also he's celebrating this year his 70th anniversary with the store, correct?
The store's 70th, yeah.
Right.
Let's be real clear about that.
Tom's not 70.
I'm not 70 yet.
Yeah.
It's coming fast.
Yeah. Although you look terrific and you got energy and it's going great.
Thank you. Business is wonderful, yeah.
Tom, why don't you share a little bit about the history of the store and how it came to you?
It's the shoe store opened up as Owatonna Shoe Company. It was Owatonna CO period in 1946, owned by Lauren Schuster, who was the road rep for Nunn-Bush Shoes. From day one, my dad worked here after the war. It was managed initially by a gentleman named Charlie Miller, and Dad took it over after Charlie took a road job and left. Schuster owned quite a few shoe stores because he would go into a town and see where Nunn-Bush shoes could be placed, and if nobody would buy his shoes, he'd open up a shoe store, and a lot of his stores stuck. This is one of them.
And your dad, how did your dad get the business?
Well, he bought Schuster out in 1967. I was a lad of about 17, and then I went off to college, and it became Owatonna's George Bailey, because in 1972 in March I graduated on a Friday, and Dad had open heart surgery on Monday, so I had to cancel some interviews, one at Federated Insurance, one at IDS, and one at a blood bank in Memphis, Tennessee. And the rest is 40 years or more later.
You have some pictures here that kind of walk us through time.
Kind of show you the original front of the shoe store. And it was just the second building in from the corner, the 121 building, and that got remodeled later. This was the original opening day of the shoe store with Charlie Miller and all the chairs lined up in a row. Here's one of, I think it's going to be pretty small print, my dad way back on the left-hand side, and Glenn Connolly, another gentleman that worked here. This is shortly before they opened up the lower level. We have a men's den in the lower level. And then in 1980-81, I purchased the corner building, which was Mitchell Florist's shop, and we put this front on, which was kind of the hula skirt mansard roof that was torn off probably 8 or 9 years ago when we put the original front back on the building, the original brick front.
So you actually took over the shoe store on what year?
1976.
Okay.
77.
And there's a lot of parts to the store here that I wasn't even aware of, and I've been in here many times.
It's a big store, yeah. We have 2 levels. I think we have the only successful lower level operation that I know of. I don't know of another store. Years and years ago, Kelly Company and Penny's and Spurgeon's, everybody had a lower level. We've never referred to it as the basement. That's the one thing we harp on all the time. This is lower level. So.
I've never been down there. Can we take a peek?
We can. We got the men's shoes down there.
Great. Tom, we've relocated downstairs to your lower showroom, and it's in the men's area. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the shoes that are here and the average size?
Well, we do all of our men's footwear down here. I can't remember all the years ago, but we remodeled the area behind the stairway that comes down into our Red Wing workroom. And off in the lower level of the other building is our sale room, when we do have one of our 2 sales a year, one we have right after Christmas and one after the 4th of July. Whatever does not sell, and there's always something that doesn't sell, that goes into the sale room. So we have sale shoes available all the time. But our big summer clearance sale starts right after the 4th of July.
Okay. Let's talk about the Red Wing shoes. Something you shared with me is that you have a Red Wing truck. Actually, how does that operate?
We do. It's called the Red Wing Shoe Mobile. It's primarily Red Wing footwear. We are able to carry some other brands. We've got Keen and Doc Martens on there, plus the other Red Wing brands of Irish Setter and Works. We've had that for maybe 2.5 decades. It's being run right now by my nephew Wade Jessup. He's been running it for over 3 years and does just a terrific job. And we take steel toe footwear to industry. And so we're probably the largest Red Wing dealer totally in southern Minnesota, the biggest dealer. And then the store backs up the truck. So our inventory in the store feeds the truck, and it works really, really well.
Is that a one-man operation, the truck?
Yeah, it's a one-man on the truck, but it takes a staff of people to take care of things. The inventory, we refill, check the merchandise in here, do all the bookwork and everything in the store. So it's busy all the time.
Okay. And you're having some sales going on, correct?
We do. Our one of 2 sales a year. We clean out all of our spring and summer shoes. It starts, we've got the men's already marked over here. The kids are already marked, so those are up and available at sale prices. But right after the 4th of July, all the women's will be out, and anything that's technically seasonal goes out on sale, 30 to 50% off, and we got to move them out. So,
what's the average size or the most popular size in a in a men's shoe?
Well, in men's nowadays, we sell more 13s than 9s. And in women's, we sell more 11s than 7s. So feet have gotten bigger, and nobody has escaped. The average size, the average person will go a half a size every 10 years. It's not a lot. It's about 1/6 of an inch, but it's a lot if you don't go bigger in your shoes. You're going to have some problems.
I'd like to hear more, but I'd also like to go upstairs and see the part of the building that you added on.
We did in the 80s,
yes.
You bet. It's been a growth process.
We've relocated now, Tom, here to the part of the building that was added on. What year was it added on?
It's been here forever. I purchased it in 1980. We got it reopened in 1981. And back then, athletic footwear was huge. And so we made it the athletic side. We pulled our children's shoes over here, which doubled the available space for women's. And again, men's downstairs. I see Leanne's got a shot of the neon sign, which wasn't original to the 1946 store, but that was added about the time the men's den was added. And this building used to be Mitchell Floor Shop. We took it over, and I don't know what we'd do without this much space. I go into the last handful of family shoe stores that are still running in the world, and I think the reason that they might not be around is they didn't get bigger. You need to be bigger to survive.
And then they should come in too, just to hear the story on Duffy, which we don't have enough time to go into. But
yeah.
I was lucky
enough to be able to get to buy Duffy's horse, and people will come in. Dads will come in with the kids on Saturday morning, and just the kids will ride. That's their treat after they go to the farmer's market, all the fun they can have downtown. So
you do have quite a depth of inventory just from walking around the store. How many brands would you say you contain here?
I would be guessing we probably do 40 brands. Inventory time, I mean, there's tens of thousands of pairs of shoes. So we specialize, we're called a sit and fit store. When you come in, we sit you down, we measure your feet, and we fit you properly. And the brands that we carry, most of them make 3 or more widths. Cobb Hill is the newest addition in women's. It was owned by New Balance, just got bought out by Rockport. Hopefully they leave it 3 brands, but that's what we do. Is if you've got a narrow foot, there's no substitute for a narrow shoe.
Well, something I've learned in just visiting with you here, you stated that our feet are always changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the things we're eating for dinner end up on our dinner plate, or the things we're feeding the critters are ended up on our dinner plate, but the average woman's size is a 9. Many years ago when I was in high school, the average size was 7.5. Same in men's. 11 is the average men's size anymore. So,
what are specific times in life, or how often should somebody be measured when they come in?
Whenever you're going to buy a pair of shoes.
Because it changes that often?
They change that often. We get history. We keep a record on our Red Wing guys, and they'll be year after year in the same size, and that shoots up a red flag for us. It's time to measure and go bigger. If you got a half size, isn't that much, but when you need it on that little toe, it's time to get bigger.
So you should always ask, could you measure me, and
Please.
I need to be refitted.
And we offer. That's what we specialize in. We've got a great staff here. We probably run 5 full-time and 4 part-time people, and they're all trained how to measure feet and fit you properly.
And you've had a few parties to celebrate your anniversary,
We
correct?
did. We kind of kicked it off in April, and it's going to go all year long. So.
Okay, great. And are you going to be out for Crazy Days this year?
Oh, absolutely. Crazy Days is the wrap-up of the summer sale, which starts the 5th of July, and we put up 600 square feet of tents, and prices are down and dirty, and they have to go away.
Okay, great. Could you go over your hours and things like that?
We're open weekdays 9 to 5:30. We're open Thursday nights till 8 p.m., And Saturdays we open from 8 in the morning till 4.
And what is the most popular style of shoe right now? The two
summertime we can't keep Birkenstocks in stock and Sanic for the girls.
Okay.
They all like those summer sandals.
So the average size woman is 9. So if you want Birkenstocks and you have a 9, get in.
Yep, you better get in. So they're going to be gone. That'll be a 40. So we got to have all those sizes too. So they go a metric size. So
Okay.
Lots to know in this business.
And what word of advice would you leave with somebody to be successful? And you've had the store how many years?
Well, I've owned it for 40, and I'm not sure how that happened out of 70 years. But to the consumer, I tell you, just be careful who you shop with. We've been here 70 years. You ought to know us by now. We'll never hurt you. So shop someplace where you can trust the people that are working there.
Okay, in 1 or 2 words, how have you been successful? Why have you been so successful?
We have more fun than anybody. We work very hard at having fun, and business just
That's
happens.
Great. Well, congratulations on your 70th year, and thank you for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming in.
Okay. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to Transitional Housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show. Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hope you enjoyed visiting with Tom Brick at the Owatonna Shoe, and we sure did. Now it's time for community announcements. A reminder that July 1st is the deadline to nominate a Steele County resident for the 2016 Male and Female Outstanding Senior Citizen Volunteer Award for Steele County. Nominees must be 70 or older by June 1st. Nomination forms are available at the fair office from Senior Place and from Bruce Kubicek at 451-6616 or on the Steele County Free Fair website at www.scff.org. The next Living Well with Chronic Condition workshop begins Thursday, July 7th and will take place every Thursday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. for 6 weeks at Coda Living Community, 2255 Northwest 30th Street, Owatonna. For more information or to enroll in the Living Well with Chronic Conditions workshop, call Linda Hoffman at 507-977-2171. And the 30th Annual Steele County Historical Society Extravaganza will be held July 10th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Village of Yesteryear, and admission is free. And then, so we hope you'll make room on your calendars for those things. We hope you enjoyed today's program, and we're going to wrap things up, but we want you to join us on Wednesday when we will be having Tim Penny here from the Grow a Farmers Fund. So we're going to dedicate a whole show to learn about what's happening with the Grow a Farmers Fund. So you'll want to join us then. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you on Wednesday.